And artificial intelligence is being used to track hedgehog populations as a new project is underway to explain how many are actually left in the UK.
Yeah, it's hoped technology will also identify why numbers are declining and what can be done to reverse it. Well, we're joined now by Dr. Henrietta Pringle.
And a giant hedgehog.
That's not her, by the way. Henrietta helped set up the National Hedgehog Monitoring Programme. Morning to you. I think I'm a little bit scared of that hedgehog behind us.
It's brilliant, isn't it? I like
now,
that.
I'll tell you what, if they were that big, this would be a whole lot easier.
It certainly would, yeah. If you could spot them like that, then that would be brilliant, yeah.
So why are you doing what you're doing?
So it's a project set up by the People's Trust for Endangered Species and the British Hedgehog Preservation Society. And basically, it's to get a really good handle on our numbers of hedgehogs in the country. So we have a good idea of where they are. And we have some surveys, but the data is limited. So this will give us robust population estimates for the hedgehogs, and that will help us then target conservation measures.
And have numbers dropped quite significantly over the last few years?
Yeah, sadly, we think in the last 20 years or so, they've actually dropped by around 30 to 75%. And obviously, that's quite a big sort of range I've given you there. So the aim of this project is to refine that range and give us more confidence. But yeah, they have sadly dropped a lot in recent years.
Do we know why?
It's a combination of factors. So with most animals, it's things that impact their food and their habitat. So their food is insects and invertebrates, so anything that impacts those, so pesticides and things like that. And then also habitat, it's increasingly fragmented. So, you know, with urban spaces and buildings going up, they're being pushed into smaller and smaller areas, which means, you know, they're not being connected up to other mates and to find more food.
So,
there's one.
Once you have this information, getting the information is super important. What can you then do with it to help protect hedgehogs?
So what we'll do is we'll get these robust estimates for the first time, and because we're putting out cameras which will go out in exactly the same way each year, and that'll tell us how they're doing in the different habitats and across years. And then we'll use those estimates to be able to see where they're doing badly or equally where they're doing well, and we'll try and replicate that across the country. So it'll give us information that we can then use to target these conservation measures.
And the pictures we're seeing at the moment, they're infrared cameras which pick up these images at night, because that's crucial when we're talking about hedgehogs. You've got one of the cameras here to
Absolutely,
show us.
Yep. So these come in little boxes, and we're putting these across the country. 30 of these go out in a site, and what happens is you can turn them on. Steady. And you turn them on,
wow.
And then they basically, they will capture anything that moves in front of them. So anything that moves in front of the field of view, whether it's, you know, a hedgehog, a fox, a rabbit, anything like that. It triggers day and night, yeah.
And what can people who are watching us this morning, if they want to help or do anything to help the hedgehogs, what can they do?
So the key thing that we're asking for this project is to help with going online and looking all the images that we've produced from these cameras. So we've had sites with the cameras last year, so we've got lots and lots of images that we want people to go through and identify what's in them, and that will really, really help us. The other thing you can do to actually help hedgehogs in your garden, the best thing is to connect up your gardens. They roam around 2 kilometres at night.
So what, knock down your garden fence?
Well,
that's
quite drastic, but you could put a little hole in your fence. We call them hedgehog highways. I think you had a little clip of one earlier. And basically, it's just a way for the hedgehogs to get through gardens and be able to go on there trundling.
So a hedgehog can go up to 2 kilometres in one night?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. They're after food and mates.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're only tiny. Well, ours is massive here, but I mean...
Yeah, I dread to think how long that could
That's an awful big distance, isn't it, for a little creature?
It is, yeah. And they have kind of set routes, and they'll go, you know, they know their way, certainly. But, yeah.
If people want to get involved in your AI...
Yeah, absolutely.
pool sharing, how do they find you?
So if you go online to nhmp.co.uk, you'll find out all about our partners as well, who are London Hogwatch, ZSL, Durham University and Mammal Web and Nottingham Trent University. And you can look at all the images online.
NHMP, that's the National Hedgehog Monitoring Programme. We'll sign up. Thank you very much indeed for coming in, Dr. Henrietta Pringle.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.